And we are live. What's up, man?
What's up?
Good. How have you found the conference?
Things are happening here at Consensus. I'm blown away by the sheer brain power of everybody focusing on their key aspect of things, and we're trying to bring it all together.
Okay, and what are your thoughts so far?
I love taking these business cases that are, a lot of them are in the abstract here, because we're talking Web 3, Web 4, Web 10, I don't know, the future of services rendered to a digital
Dude, I
community.
love your tattoo. Sorry, what is that?
This is
Show
my
it to
brand,
the camera. That's your brand?
Berliner Tea.
Okay.
So
first of all, introduce yourself. This is Andreas from Dimitra. Did I pronounce that right? Dimitra?
Yes, Dimitra.
And this is, again, going back to the tat.
This
Gorgeous
is,
colors, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The Tat is a food brand that we created a few years ago, where we're growing tea in Berlin.
Wow.
So we're changing perspective on a food product.
So that was a previous venture or
That's a
like
previous
an
venture.
existing venture?
It's an existing brand that we started before Corona. So the growing part we left, but the brand is growing.
Okay.
But it also had to do with agricultural technology and how can we use food not only as medicine to produce better food for more people, but how can we use food to rethink our lifestyle or to carry a lifestyle?
You know what they say? You are what you eat.
You are what you eat. Exactly.
You got to go a little
right?
closer.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, that's perfect.
You are what you eat, and imagine a world where we can turn slow food or healthy food into a lifestyle, which it is. Some might call it the yoga moms or the muesli workout crew or the bohemians or the hippies. But I'm thinking, how can I reach a critical mass with a positive lifestyle in terms of food as medicine, food as positive impact on local agriculture, food as a new business case in local agriculture.
Wait, so that's what this previous product started as?
Yes.
And then ultimately that evolved into Dimitra? In some way or another?
Within me, maybe, in my personal journey, yes.
So now we're at a blockchain conference. So let's talk a little bit about your current venture and how it relates to to blockchain technology.
Yes. Within Dimitra, we create an operating system for the agricultural supply chain.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a tech stack of user interface services, of knowledge transfer to farmers, of transactional automation for farmers, so we can monetize the data that we collect with them.
So is it both creating this data and making it accessible to the farmers and also putting it on chain?
That's a great question. Yes. We use blockchain for two things. In the first phase, we use it for data transfer and immutable trust environment for that data that comes from the farm and travels along the supply chain to the user or the consumer.
Yeah.
And in the next level, we use blockchain to create a protocol within a smart contract. We define first transactional automation for farm to trader transaction, where there needs to be trust between farmer and the trader. But we can create a trustless environment by using smart contracts on the blockchain to automate that process.
Okay, so how does it actually happen? Like from farm to blockchain? Like how does it actually get on chain? Like what's the process of taking that data and I guess tokenizing it to a certain extent and putting it on chain and making it easily accessible to farmers? Because it seems like very, I wouldn't say presumptuous, but it's like it's not an easy thing to do to like take.
Well, let's paint that picture of the farmers we're servicing. We're servicing farmers that are not online yet, have never been in their lives.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's
they're
so
Web
hard.
0.
Exactly.
And of those, we have about 550 million worldwide. And we go to the farmer where there might be
Do they
one.
even currently have like a system for
They have
for aggregating data?
exactly. They don't.
They
They
don't.
might have one smartphone in 1,000 farmers or 100 farmers, let's say. So there's one thought leader that knows how to use a smartphone, uses our app, the Connected Farmer app.
Is that what it is? It's an app.
It's an app.
It's called the Connected Farmer app.
Yes.
Okay.
That starts with.
That's a sub product of Dimitra.
That is the first customer-facing product on farm level, and then we have a stack of customer-facing products to provide services to the operator
Wait, slow
in
down.
the chain.
So for the farmer,
Yes.
Farm Connect, is it like automatic data collection, or does it have to be like manually input?
It has to be manually input because that's what traceability is. Inviting a non-digital user onto a digital platform to start collecting data. So we guide them in a call to action enticement through a chain
What's the incentive?
the incentive is direct incentive is regulatory compliance with deforestation law in Europe, and a premium you can get for your coffee if you not only sell the coffee but coffee with a simple data set of a geofence around your farm, your registration data of the farm, and maybe 10 answers to preset questions that we have in our app. So within
So that's step
12
one.
minutes of step
Literally.
one, somebody asking the farmer for that info, the farmer has a first digital ID that is now delivering EUDR ready data to the buyer that will pay $100 extra per ton for that data.
And then initially he'll have nothing to do with it, but the more data he aggregates over time, the more I guess the more what's the word I'm looking for?
Monetization
No,
opportunities.
not monetization. The more insights that he's going to get from that data over time.
Yes and no. The biggest insights for the farmer we already
Like he's
have.
looking to monetize or he's looking to optimize.
Well, he doesn't know what he is looking for because he's offline.
So what does he need this? Like for him, somebody who's Web Zero,
okay,
this
let's
is like
zoom out.
this is a pain
Let's
in the
zoom
ass.
out.
He's going to have to start like manually inputting data, engaging with platforms that don't come naturally to him. Like and tell me that I'm wrong because you've been doing this for a while now. Like I don't see. I think like educating a market is like a very hard task to take on, and like I don't see farmers who have been for hundreds of thousands of years doing things one way, like changing their entire way they operate overnight.
It's not going to happen overnight, but the task we have as a global community is that those 550 million farmers worldwide are producing more than 60% of our commodities. That means we have to stabilize their business case because otherwise their sons and daughters won't want to do this anymore because they're making only $600 in profit a year. That's an issue.
That's an issue in and of itself. So what you're saying is that you will not have farmers in the future because it's not economically viable.
No, I'm saying we have to have farmers to feed the world. And it's our responsibility to guide those farmers towards more knowledge. You're right, it's very hard to implement new knowledge in such analog communities. They usually learn this from their grandfather. But their grandfather didn't know about coffee growing. Their grandfather might have known about pineapple growing. So the knowledge that the Brazilian coffee farmers have, that are the biggest producers of, or most effective producers per hectare, can be automated to be delivered to a coffee growing community in Vietnam through our app. So rather than teaching a community, we create automatic knowledge transfer through gamification of the app, through science of spread of call to action from a digital environment into an analog environment, enticing them to come more into the digital realm, interacting with A payment service, maybe. That might be the first digital
Okay, and
service that they're
have you
used to.
seen, like, what kind of adoption have you seen?
Uh, we've seen an adoption need of 100% and a
The
realization for the
need, I believe, is
farmers.
there. I'm saying, like, how many farmers have you
We have onboarded
managed to
2 million
onboard?
farmers.
2
2
billion.
million
2 million farmers. In how long?
in the last 3 years of active
Wow.
onboarding of
And
farmers.
how, yeah, so, like, what's your outreach like? Like, how do you get to the farmers?
We connect with, we've been working with the UN.
You go a little closer to the mic, sorry.
We have been connecting with or working with the UN on several projects over the years. So you work with government agencies, you work with NGOs in those regions. You try to connect with the thought leaders through collaboration with universities
Wow.
to spread knowledge throughout the existing community because you want to enable them and enable thought leaders to want to know more about digital tools, to want to know more about the science of spread, of knowledge transfer, of getting farming communities to interact with new knowledge and interact with each other or the neighbors. So it's a lot about what we're so good at in the digital realm. Um, Here are psychology PhDs that have been studying the science of spread and the adoption of a gamification, to entice a whole community of online gamers to jump from this game to that game and keep their eyes focused on that. So if we can use that brain power to apply it to an analog community, that would help a lot.
Gamified farming.
Gamified farming, because that entices learning or adoption of new behavior.
Sorry, I see that we're, like, super zoomed in. Not sure how that
We
happened.
are. You look much better on that. I can see
No, I don't know how we got so.
so close, you and I. So great event, great, fantastic show. We're actually sponsoring the Pitch Fest today, and I have to run over there. So if you have a final question, maybe for me,
I would
that we
just
can.
say that this is really exciting. It's incredibly cool that you managed to onboard so many farmers in such a short time period,
Yeah.
and hopefully you guys will keep bringing more farmers on chain, keep providing them more comprehensive sets of tools, and this will be the farming of the future.
I am convinced that it is. And I'm looking forward to partnering with many bright minds to figure this out. How can we scale this to do something good for the farmers?
That's amazing. That's
Thank you, man.
amazing. Thank you so much.
Cheers.